We are back. Hey, listen. Here's a positive we can take from last week.
It's not a lot.
We're still alive.
It's one.
We're still breathing.
That's the same thing.
The dentist was very appreciative of the shout out and also the hygienist.
How'd she look?
She's good.
Okay. Leave it at that. We'll leave it at
Um,
that. We'll leave it.
listen, there's not much to say other than we're down 11 units on the season.
Can I show you something? I've been staring at this all week. You know how whenever you go to someone's office and they got pictures of their kids? You know what I got? I've got my losing picks all week. I've been staring at it.
I love
Just
that.
taunting me. I just
Hmm.
want to know that I'm going to do better. So we're going to recap it. We're going to talk about what we did because we don't run from our losses.
No.
From them. Last week, West Virginia 8.5, just an absolute terrible. Yeah. West Virginia 8.5 loser. Colorado 2.5, and Florida just killed me. See, I tried to outsmart myself by fading the public. That was dumb. Bama minus 32 winner, and Miami, Ohio +3. God, they were in that the whole time. Let me down. Frankie Dimes, Eastern Michigan winner.
That's my
Boise
lock.
State under was not a winner. Wyoming, they got blown out. Hawaii team total
Boise
over.
State, they scored 100 points that game.
Yeah, that game was
They
that game.
scored they combined to score 100, and I took
Yeah,
the under.
that game was not great. Hawaii team total over 19.5. I don't know how that didn't come in.
That was nuts. I watched the second half of that game. That was nuts.
And then Maryland minus 20. That was a winner. So Frankie Dimes 2-3, not terrible. Workman like performance.
Mm-hmm.
Yinzer hero the 1-3. I am down 6 units. I got you down. I got you down what 3.5 units.
Sure.
So we're down minus 9.5 units. But you know what? We're gonna get it all back. I am actually playing the most plays, the most units I've ever played.
I'm playing
And
a lot of units, not a lot of plays, because I'm
I,
really confident in like three.
I am absolutely spraying the board. I have actually the highest unit total I think I've ever played, and it's pure chalk. It's pure because I'm just
Don't.
getting back there.
Is
I'm getting
this
back to
okay?
where I need
Well,
to be.
is this what you want to do, or is this what you feel like you have to do? Because we eclipsed 40 last year, and now you feel like the standard is the standard.
I feel like a cornered animal is the most dangerous, and I
Okay.
feel like when you put Yinzer in a corner, he's going right to that. He's gonna go. There's nothing else, and he's gonna go to that chalk fucking parlay, and he's just like, you know what? This is all I got. All I got is that broken bottle in the bar fight, and I'm coming out swinging. And he's like, I'm gonna take that minus 600 and that minus 300 and that minus 400. I'm putting it together, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming right at your throat.
Yeah.
So I'm coming
Yeah.
out.
You're
I
a
like it.
cornered animal. I feel like you're less of a cornered animal and you're more like a rat in a maze and you're just going towards the cheese and you're about to get crushed. I feel
You
like
know
that's
what?
about to happen.
I'm either going to escape to freedom or I'm going to get crushed. I'm either listen, outhouse or penthouse. That's always been the play for the
Fair
book.
enough. Fair enough.
There's no in between. We don't feel like
Check down or touchdown.
absolutely. There's no. I've never wanted to be a 3-3 gambler. I've never wanted to be. Well, last week we were 2-2. That's never wanted to be it. We've
Mm-mm.
always wanted. Last week, last year we were absolutely the pinnacle. We were great. We were cashing tickets every week.
We'll
We're
always
either
have
going to
that.
be blaze of glory or we're just going to be on fucking fire. So it's that's how it's going to be. I actually people have been kind of downplaying this week. I think it's a good week. I
There's a
like a
few
lot of the
things I
plays.
like. I'm gonna watch a
Yeah,
lot more than I'm gonna gamble on, if that makes
yeah.
sense.
Not me. I'm gonna fire for. We got NFL back. We have
Oh yeah, I
night,
forgot
Friday,
NFL.
Saturday, Sunday. We have a great weekend of football kicking off. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about everything. What's new though? What's new in the week of dimes? Any ladies? What's coming up
I
with
don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. Um, the Latinas.
they're going to be the death of you. Literally, probably going to be the death of you.
Well, the thing is, it's like I'll be on Hinge and it's like, oh, 3 new likes.
Yeah.
Oh, you speak Spanish. Oh, you also speak Spanish. Oh, you also speak. I don't get it. Is it something about me?
At a certain point, it's almost bordering on racism that you just won't date other races.
That's not true at all. I'll
It's
date
almost,
everything else other
it's
than white,
almost
other than white people.
you won't date white people, which is at a certain point you need to look at. You're just ethnically ambiguous enough that I can't say that it's racism, but at a certain point you should look in the mirror because you'll be in the group chat. You're like, oh, that chick's gross. She's not Latina, and they're like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? and we all know
I
it's going
think
to
Sydney
happen.
Sweeney's just overrated.
Well, that's the pitchforks are already getting raised for you. That's fine. We all know it's going to happen. We have a separate group chat without you in it, and we all talk about how you're going to date, you're going to marry some girl named Beth that makes a mean casserole, and
You
we
guys
all know
say
it's happening.
this?
Yeah, we all know it's happening. Nice
Whatever.
Midwestern girl, values,
Values.
values,
Okay.
values. You're gonna be like big week at the Home Depot coming up. Potted plants, it'll happen. How old are you, Frankie?
28.
30's gonna hit you like a fucking door, and you'll wait. You'll wake up one day. You'll wake up one day
See, counterpoint to what you're saying, it sounds like what you're saying is Latin women are unlovable. That's what you're saying.
counterpoint is what I'm saying is every time you post a girl in the chat, you're never like, oh, look how hot this girl is. You're like, oh, this girl could fucking fight. Like you're Dana White. You're like Dana White's contender series for girls. You're like, look how much this girl can scrap. Like you're bringing
Yeah.
featherweight. No,
Someone's
no.
got to defend us.
That's true. That is true. We know you're not scrapping.
Yeah.
We know in the mean streets, Frankie Dimes is actively avoiding conflict.
When I almost got stuck up a couple weeks ago, I ran.
That's
and
fine.
They left. So I'm a runner, but she's got to be the fighter.
It's called fight or flight for a reason.
Yeah.
It's called, so you're like when conflict goes down, you just like shuffle away.
Yeah.
It's like someone's got to tell the waiter that I ordered mashed potatoes. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be you.
Like when she and I go out to dinner, like she orders for us. Is what I'm saying.
He'll
have the autos. He'll have the autos completo. Thank you. That's what
the gentleman will have.
The gentleman will have.
That's pretty strong, actually.
El Señor will have.
To each his own. Well, you know what? I hope you have a bunch of beautiful bilingual children. I hope that's your future.
Gracias.
De nada.
Oh, nailed it. I bet you crush your. You know what your Spanish is the best at? Taco Bell drive-through. I guarantee you never say, or you go to a Mexican restaurant on a Sunday.
You think I do it?
When was the last time you went to a Mexican restaurant?
What about like a taco truck? Does that count? Rolling up those.
I need like old school Mexican restaurant where they're carrying like 30 plates with one hand and they're like blasting music.
Oh, couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Couple weeks back. Do you think I do like the typical Midwest where I'm like, can I get the enchilada plate?
You might.
Nah, I don't hit them with that. I'm pretty chill with it.
Do you order like a margarita tower?
Oh, dude, there's a place near us that does those like drinks. We do fuck them up. We are like the Midwest couple where we're like, go ahead, baby, get the tower. It's your birthday. Get the Michelada. Nah, we do that. Dude, there's a place near our house, no cap, where we went there unsuspecting. We just thought it was a normal Mexican restaurant. The place it's like Freaknik. It's a fucking nightclub.
Freaknik. You go there, I wish I went.
They're banging drums. Like we went there just like trying to grab dinner. They're banging drums. There's strobe lights. The drinks are like $36. They bring them out in fucking bathtubs. It's insane. I don't know where you were going with this.
This is a restaurant?
It's a restaurant. It's fucking insane.
What food do they serve?
Mexican place.
Oh, okay.
Dude, no, but it's like you order, like you just like point to the menu and they bring you out these drinks and the dude like carries them out and just puts it on your table. And it's just like, it's a margarita and it has like a tower that like SpongeBob is in it. It's fucking insane. It's great.
What's this place called?
I think it's called Low something. I don't fucking know. I'll get back to you. Next episode, I'll tease it.
Low something. I don't know. It's called Low something.
Low, not Mikuzamel or something. I don't know. It's fucking whatever.
Okay. Cozumel, that's a place. That is a place.
It is a place. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just telling you, the drinks are fucking insanity. But good food. Whatever.
Okay.
I know where you're going with this. Sorry if I threw your story for a loop.
No, I was just curious. I mean, like living in New York, I eat at a lot of different Spanish restaurants, and more specifically, like a lot of different like nation of Spanish-speaking country restaurants. But this all goes back to, did I tell you I'm the translator for my men's league softball team?
How does that work?
So we were practicing at this park on the east side of Manhattan.
Okay.
One day we were practicing before our tournament a couple weeks ago, and a ball got hit into the woods, and this guy was walking with his wife and baby and a stroller and some other guy, I think. And he picked up the ball in the woods, and I was playing shortstop because I'm really, really good. And he zipped it to us on a line from the outfield in the woods. And we said, hey, thanks. That was really good. Thanks a lot. And then 5 minutes later, almost like he went across the street to go to his apartment and come back to get his glove, he starts walking towards the field with a glove in his hand. And we're like, yeah, come play. We're just practicing. Come on. He walks up to me and he goes, no English.
That's fine.
It is fine. But apparently, we have multiple Puerto Rican New Yorkers on the team. And they're, yo no sabe. They do not speak any Spanish whatsoever. And I speak the most Spanish on the team. So I have been talking to him mid-game, texting him in Spanish. I speak the most Spanish on the team. I'm getting a lot
of thing on these fields. Just
what
no Google Translate for the boys.
I try to tell them about Google Translate, but they're like, "What do you say?" And they want it like instantly. And even he is in on it because he's talking to like our manager, our coach.
You tell me, wait, Puerto Ricans don't speak Spanish?
Not in New York, no.
The fuck do they speak?
English.
Oh.
Okay. So he was looking at me and he was like, "Yeah, come over and come translate for him." And I'm like, "What? You're
Frankie UN."
Yeah. This guy's from Dominican Republic. He's probably
This sounds like a story for you just to like pick up more Latin chicks. I feel like this is a honeypot for you to pick up more Latin.
This is real.
I feel like this is a backdoor ad read for you to pick up more Latin chicks. Like, I feel like I got suckered into this story.
No, this guy can pick it too, bro. This guy was also probably hitting bottle caps with a broomstick in Santo Domingo growing up. So
I feel like you started this whole story just so you could like tell me, just so you could just like put into people how this is like a backdoor like hinge ad for you to date more Latin chicks. And I feel like I was used, and I don't appreciate that. This felt like this story didn't have a conclusion except for you to tell me that you've been on Duolingo to like learn more Spanish, and I don't fucking appreciate it.
I got off Duolingo. I'm off Duolingo. I'm not on it.
I feel used, and I feel like we were partners, and I feel bamboozled, and I don't appreciate it. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'm not on Duolingo because if you get 3 questions wrong on Duolingo, you just don't get to learn Spanish for the rest of the day. So I'm not on Duolingo.
That owl gets mad at you.
Yeah, I'm on Babbel. If Duolingo really wanted to learn Spanish, it would just have like a Latinx girlfriend of mine. Like I'd get a question right, she's like, "That's it." Like instead of the little owl, it needs to be
like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, well,
this started with us being down 11 units on the football, 9 units on the football season,
and now we're back on the Latinas. So it seems like you're guiding it to where you want. Victory path. Well, before we get into some, do you have a lot of winners? Should we go winners? Should we do some game breakdowns, or you just want to go right to winners?
I mean, I have winners, but I mean, we need to talk about for like a quick second. I have a hot take about Penn State.
Love to hear it.
West Virginia fans probably aren't going to want to hear this, and it might not make the most sense, but it makes sense to me.
Give it to me, buddy.
I would rather play and deal with Pitt fans, not play with, pause on that. Play Pitt and deal with Pitt fans 100 days out of 100 in comparison to play Penn State and deal with Penn State fans any day ever.
I get it, but Penn State's very elitist. The only reason I get to say it is Penn State kicks the shit out of us, so they kind of get to do it. You kind of get to talk the talk when you beat us, like you're 50-9 against us. So I kind of feel like we're the same way against Marshall fans. Like, yeah, we don't really care about you.
I guarantee you Penn State is still going to keep talking about this, though. It doesn't matter.
Listen, West Virginia, I remember
it's a week after the game, and they're still like, hey, we didn't forget. Hey, where's those receipts? Hey, we bookmarked the. That's weird. When Pitt and West Virginia beat each other or whatever, they can fight each other the week going into the game. The game happens. You talk a little bit after the game, and that's that. It is a week later, and people are being like, we didn't forget. That's cult stuff, and that's weird. And also, I'm going to get on my high horse for a second because I lived in Pittsburgh and because I lived in Allentown, and I've lived on both sides of Pennsylvania, very wide state. People forget this. I know the spectrum that is Penn State fandom. And I got to be honest with you. There's a lot of people in New York that are Penn State alums, and there's a decent amount of them that are very normal, regular people. One of my best friends at work went to Penn State. She didn't even watch the game. She's very funny, okay? The people that are the worst are the people that went to, like, East Stroudsburg or the people that went to Lafayette. They're, like, and they went to Lafayette, and they're like, oh, man, Penn State, they're number one. Hey, buddy, how are the Leopards doing? How about that? How about tell me how Bloomsburg's doing in Division III? You're not a Penn State guy. You're a fraud. I don't care. My degree says West Virginia beat us by 1,000. At least I went there.
Just take solace, and they're gonna get dog walked by Ohio State if it makes you feel any better. So
Oh, Lehigh, the Mountain Hawks. Oh yeah, well, how'd they do? Oh,
doesn't
that's
matter.
where you went. Oh, you didn't go to Penn State. Oh,
Honestly, the more I thought about the game, I was like, I can't wait to talk about it. And I was like, you know what? It's exactly deep down. If you would have last week when I thought about it, as soon as the game kicked off, I think I was texting like as soon as we fumbled that snap,
oh no, we said that's ball game.
I said it's ball game. And I remember like live betting Penn State. I think I was texting Jack. Every time Penn State got the ball in the second quarter, I bet them to score between like plus 150 to like plus 470. Just betting them to score. I'm like, they're gonna score every fucking drive. So you know what? They killed us.
Oh
I'm
no,
not
tip the cap. They played great. They looked awesome.
typical West Virginia. So whatever. They have Albany this week. Who cares? We'll beat them by 60 points, and then
I don't know. They're top 15 FCS team.
they better beat them by 5 touchdowns. I don't care who the fuck it is.
Listen,
they
you want the news, you got it from me. You know, I know the FCS ball. They're top 15 team in the FCS.
Is there even a line on the game?
No, not yet.
I didn't think so.
Day of, probably.
Yeah, day of. But we got Pitt the week after, so that'll be a fun game to talk about. I think West Virginia right now is a 3-point favorite.
I'll tell you right now, Pitt football, they look like they can score.
Yeah, that Cincinnati game, I'm sure we might talk about it, but UC Pitt, it's like close to a pick'em game. Might be a fun game to watch, but I know we're going to talk about some of these games. If we don't talk about some of these in the locks, I want to circle back to some of the big games. But I want to get into the locks. I got a lot of these games.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, I don't know how much time we have on the. There was an update to Zoom, so we'll see.
Right. Let's go. I'm going to start off. I got a lot of these. I'm just going to start firing from the hip.
I have a couple multi-unit plays.
I love that. And I'm just going to go. I'm done reading picks. I'm done reading projections. These are all Yinzer baby picks. I'm done looking at other people. I reach down. I'm looking in the nuts and I'm pulling them out. These are what the people want. First one, line doesn't make any sense. Iowa minus 2.5, 1 unit play. Why Iowa? This is the best they've looked in years. They finally have a decent quarterback. Iowa State injuries, gambling problems. Iowa finally looks like a competent team on both sides of the ball. Give me Iowa minus 2.5. I like this team. They looked pretty competent even versus a bad team last week. But in a rivalry game, I don't want to play the total. I don't give a fuck about it. Iowa 2.5, 1 unit play. Lock it up. Give it to me. It's a winner.
This game is due for some hijinks. Iowa State, they won 21-3 last week. Mm-hmm. Didn't Iowa also score 21 points
last week?
Yeah. Or did they kill
them?
They
were in the 40s.
Oh, they were in the 40s? Oh, yeah. 40 zip.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
No, they were in the 40s. First half was slow.
That's probably what it was then.
Yeah.
Cade McNamara. I am a Cade McNamara believer. Okay. 3 tugs last week, 250 and 3 tugs.
We're calling them tugs now?
Something to think about.
We're calling them tugs now?
Or, well, since I speak Spanish, touchdowncito. A little touchdowncito.
Backdoor ad for Frankie's Tinder.
Come on now. I'm on Hinge. Hopefully on Raya once the comedy pops off. I like that pick. I'll probably play that day of game. I'm not going to give it out right now because I can't find the 2.5. I see 3 everywhere. I don't see 2.5. I see 3 minus 105, so it'd probably be 2.5, like 125, and I don't really want to do that.
I'd still play 3.
No, that's a fine pick. And the good thing is Iowa is at home, and Kinnick is a major advantage. Advantage.
I'd still play 3 if you had to. What's your first pick?
My first pick, I got 2 in the same game.
Okay.
I got 2 in the same game. These are both 2 units.
Okay, we love it.
And you could be like, well, why don't you just tease them and mess with them? And I'll probably do that too. But I'm giving it out regular lines here. I got Navy over 27.5 and Navy minus 13. The midshipmen are at home this week against, and again, we're in week 2 where, hey, my team is not as bad as your team. They're playing Temple football. Temple is awful. I'm trying to tell you, Temple, you know who people that went to Temple cheer for? They cheer for Penn State, even though their degree says Temple. And this goes back to the cult and what have you. But, hey, bud, how are the Owls doing? You know, that's really what I want to ask. Matt Rule's not walking through that door, buddy. So, Navy football, they averaged like 6 yards of play last week. They had an FCS game against Bucknell, I think it was. Bucknell, another one of those schools. Hey, buddy, how are the Bison doing? Oh, you cheer for Penn State? Hey, bud, how are the Bison? Um, That was a 100%er. And what I mean by that is Navy dominated in every aspect of the game, and they handled their FCS team. Yeah, they gave up 13 points, but it was nothing like majority of the points were the second half. So I love Navy. And my grandfather was in the Navy. So shout out to him. He's dead.
He would have loved Latinas. Clarification. Navy minus 13.5, 2 units. Navy team total over 27.5.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you. All right, 2 unit play, double deuce, 2 unit plays. My next play, 1 unit play. Tennessee minus 7.5, 1 unit play. NC State. I think Tennessee is going to be the surprise team this year. They are just going to throttle NC State. This is a very easy play. Great SEC versus the ACC. Tennessee offense looked absolutely unstoppable. I think this is shifted up to 8 in some markets.
It's 9.5, 10 in all markets.
What? No, it's not.
I mean, I'm looking at I keep these numbers live during the picks.
I'm gonna flip it. There's no way it's up to 9. I think it was 8 some places. Let me see.
I am in New York. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Let me see. Maybe because 8, I don't know. Or 9, 10, I don't know. 8, I'm thinking about 8's getting over that key number. I'm gonna look at it right now. Yeah, shit, it did go up to 9. Shit, it was 8 this morning. Well, let's see. I have it at 7.5. I got it at 7. I bet it Wednesday. If it gets up to that 8 number, I'd bet it
10 in New York.
Jesus Christ, it is 10 in New York. It's MGM, it's 8.5 right now. So
minus what, 150?
No, minus 120.
Okay.
Some big lines. So there you go. That might be a teaser play.
That just means, you know what this means, folks? This just means that Yinzer's play on Tennessee was so big, he moved the line.
Jesus Christ, that did fucking move that number. Well, 7.5. That might be a teaser play you want to throw in there. Yeah. But I'll give you another play just to throw in here. This is my first one where we're going to kind of play around with the number. We're going to do a 7-point teaser.
Oh,
Nebraska and Oregon. So that's going to take Nebraska down to about 1. It's going to take Oregon to minus 13. That's a 1-unit play. Nebraska's going to beat Colorado. I don't believe Colorado. I looked at the total. I think Nebraska's going to slow play this game, try to keep it out of Store's hands. Oregon, everyone's talking about how Oregon's dead. Dan Lanning is definitely going to have these guys ready to roll.
Oh, yeah.
Boise State could not stop anybody last week. And I definitely like Oregon to kind of play some ball control. Just kind of, maybe let Gabriel out of the yard a little bit. Keep that below that 2 touchdown number. Nebraska at that minus 1. You might get it at 0.5. Oregon minus 13, 1-unit play.
There you go. I have 2 more 2 units plays.
Give it to me.
This is also same game. And this is also a case of my team is 1,000% better than your team. Okay. I have Toledo football. Toledo football is going up against the mighty Minutemen. They're playing against UMass, okay? And this game actually is at Toledo, such as the Navy game. I'm actually betting on a home team for once. This spread is minus 18.5. So that's 2 units on minus 18.5, and that's 2 units on the team total over 34.5. UMass gave up 28 to Eastern Michigan, who's projected to be a mediocre team in the MAC. And I love Eastern Michigan. Like I said, they'll play you on concrete. They don't care. Toledo 100% at Duquesne last week. Yeah. They beat them 49-10, and that's another one where they're really, really tossing it around the yard, and UMass just doesn't have the bodies to keep up with Toledo. This is getting on the number before it gets too big and before people start to figure out, you can just bet against UMass and it's a layup. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 units. There's 4 units I'm giving you right there. Or no, that's 8 units. In 2 plays, 8. I'm giving you 8 units.
8 units. All right. My next one's probably going to be the game of the week. This one's going to be simple. Texas money line under 51.5. You can get that down about minus 110, minus 115. That's a 2-unit play. For all the reasons and more, everyone's overreacting the spread. Should the spread have gone from minus 3 to about 7? Probably not. But I watched that game. I don't think Michigan has the horses to keep up with Texas. I think under is the best play if you are looking for a single play in that game. That under is hovering around that 42, 43 line right now. The first half under, I actually like that play a lot. I think both teams are going to kind of feel each other out. You're probably looking at a 13-10, maybe a 13-7 first half. But give me the tease, money line Texas, under 51.5, 2-unit play. Lock that in right now. And actually, if you do want to, go ahead, Frankie, give me another one, then I'll go back.
No, say what you're gonna say. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go. You're gonna love this. Give me Ohio and Southern Alabama over 56 and a half 1 unit play. Just a disgusting
What
play.
info do you have that leads you to believe that that's the right pick?
Neither one of those teams decide to play any fucking defense. I think Southern Alabama has one returning starter back. And I was just looking at, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pull up returning efficiency on defense. And both of those teams are on the bottom, I think, in the bottom 120. And I'm like, when I see that and the total is less than 60, we'll take
Yeah.
it.
Well, Ohio worries me because this is the first year without a Rourke at quarterback. He's
Yeah.
at Indiana. I worry about their ability to score the rock. This one of these teams. If you want to talk about the portal, like all portal kills, NIL kills, Ohio football is a good reference point for okay, portal might kill. The MAC in general is one of these where okay, the portal might kill. Because Ohio football, and I grew up 40 minutes from there. I went to a few games growing up as a kid. I used to watch them on. They had this access show on PBS with Frank Solich. I used to watch it every Friday night. Um, that's been like a pretty steady Eddie team
Yeah.
for the past like decade, and now that's not the case, and that worries me. That worries me because I like Ohio football. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to my next pick. No, I have three more picks, and all of these are 1 unit.
Give them to me.
And it's in order of most confident to least confident.
Okay.
This one is ECU -2.5 on the road at Old Dominion. Now, Ed, this is a market reaction to everyone looking at Old Dominion playing South Carolina close last week. South Carolina's not fantastic, and it's also data point one. We only have one data point on this. I really, really like ECU, and we know I like ECU since I gave out the team total. They 100%ed Norfolk State, and we know Norfolk State's one of the worst teams in the entire, I guess, college football. They're one of the worst FCS teams. Uh, I like the fact that Jake Garcia is like chaotic. He threw for 300 yards last week, but he also threw 3 picks. I kind of like the chaotic nature of Jake Garcia. This is beside the point. I've already given you my reason why I want ECU to win. I think they're the more talented team, and Jake Garcia is college chaotic. I like what ECU is doing with their schedule here. So get this. Okay. They played Norfolk State. They beat them. Now they're going to play Old Dominion. That's 2 teams in Norfolk. Now they're going to play App State. Well, that's conference games. Or no, that's non-con. That's a non-con. And then they're also going to play Liberty in a non-con. So all those teams are right in those recruiting areas for them. And if they win these, man, I love ECU. I got to go to a game last year. I love Greenville. I'm high on the Pirates. I think they romp them. If Old Dominion didn't catch a sleepwalking South Carolina team last week, I think the spread is 7.
Just big FC, just big on these non-power fours every week. What's your next one?
Texas State +1 against UTSA. This could be a oh my god, this is the conference, or these aren't like conference championship because they're in different things, but this could be oh my god, we're going to the playoff. Like, oh, the winner of this game could go to the playoff. That's for real.
What network's this game on?
I don't know.
That's a fair question.
Probably ESPN.
You got one more left?
Yeah.
All right, I got 2 more left, so I'm gonna go to my next one. I think the luck's gonna run out on Georgia Tech. Give me Syracuse +3. Syracuse slowly putting together a pretty solid team. McCord out of Ohio State's actually looked pretty good.
Okay.
I like Syracuse catching the 3. This has been slowly kind of one of my teams I've been betting Syracuse. I think the public's gonna be pretty slow to come around on them. And Georgia Tech, obviously, we've learned that Florida State just isn't very good. Georgia Tech kind of struggled a little bit more than you would have thought last week. So I think they're going to be just kind of finally, I think the dream season for Georgia Tech is going to get a slight speed bump. I like them catching 3. I'd look at the money line, but at only +120. I'll take the points instead. Syracuse +3. And then I have an absolutely whale play next. Do you have one more play left?
I have one more. I'll give you one more.
All right, give me one more, then I'll go back to mine.
I got Kentucky, South Carolina under 42.5. Some places 43. 42 is a football number. You get under that.
What's the under again?
42.5.
2.5. Okay.
South Carolina, huh?
How many units?
1.
1 unit.
South
Okay.
Carolina didn't prove to me that they're a competent football team last week against a G4, G5.
Yeah.
Kentucky football 100%ed their matchup, and you can't even say they 100%ed them because the game ended after the third quarter because of storms. They just quit, which I respect, which I honestly wanted to do against Penn State at halftime.
I would have been on the phones. I would have been like, y'all just want to say this was 2-0?
Yeah. I've been like, hey, we didn't. Yeah, shake hands. Let's get out of here. Hey, your boys played hard today, James. Your boys played hard today.
Get him out of town.
Exactly.
Refund these bets.
I'm really, really high on this D line for Kentucky, and they haven't. And again, South Carolina hasn't proven the ability to run or throw or do anything. We're going big Brock Vandergriff hours here. The spread is 10. I think I would play that, but just judging from everything that I've been on, it seems like everybody and their brother's on that. So let's try to avoid as many big public places we can.
All right. I'm going back.
I have leans. You want me to give out leans too?
Yeah. I'm going to give you this one that I want to do. I do want to hear some leans.
Okay.
I'm going to give this one out. This is pure back against the wall. You got $100 in your pocket and you got to pay rent. This isn't going to lose. I'm telling you, this isn't going to fucking
You're throwing
lose.
the G word on it?
Guarantee. This is all money line. And it's juiced. So we're putting a lot of units on it. It's juiced.
Oh boy.
Daggone Clemson. Utah, money line. Clemson, money line. Tennessee, money line. That gets you down to minus 147.
No, don't sink us, Yinzer. Don't.
4 units.
No.
Yep. It doesn't lose. It doesn't lose. I'm fucking desperate. This is what desperation looks like. Clemson.
Until somebody builds a bigger bomb.
Yeah. I got Clemson. I got Dabo. Utah.
Stinks.
I got the Mormons. Tennessee.
Utah's not Mormon. BYU's Mormon.
Listen. Don't tell me there's not Mormons in Utah. And you tell me I'm misinformed. Tennessee, I got the Volunteer Nation. So I got the Christians, I got the Mormons, and I got the Volunteers. I'm more dangerous than Sarkeesian at a fucking open bar. 4 units to win 3. I'm going to fucking win. I'm going to win. I'm so tired of losing. I got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 11 units out this week.
Steve Sarkeesian just mixed his meds. That could have happened to anybody. You ever take Sudafed and have a Mick Ultra? Could have happened to anybody.
We're not here to judge. We're here to win.
Yeah.
Okay. I got 11 units out.
I have 4, 8, 9, 10, 11.
We got 22 units out. Deuce.
We can do this thing.
There's a chance.
I've never seen 2 more harebrained scheme dudes get together.
Listen, this is what this pod's about. This isn't about this is a financial independence podcast.
Two mid. What's the meme? 2 mid girls telling each other exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
That's us.
Yeah, that's it. Listen,
we're having a mid off right now. Is what we're doing.
Listen, we're down 9 units. There's a chance next week we're up 9 units. There's also a chance next week we're on the Dave Ramsey podcast explaining what went wrong. Okay.
Dave, I'm sorry we didn't invest in a house when we were 6 years old, when the market was ripe, and that's on us.
Yeah, I have no idea what NVIDIA is, Dave. I can't even read it. I have no fucking clue. So I'm going to recap these, and then Frank is going to give some leans. Iowa minus 2.5, 1 unit. Tennessee minus 7.5. It's at 10 right now. I'm going to tell you what. Buy it down to 8. It's going to come back down. Buy it down to 8 at minus 140.
Stop.
Just fucking listen to me. It's going to win. Nebraska money line, Oregon minus 13, 1 unit. Texas money line under 51.5, 2 unit play. Ohio, South Alabama over 56.5, 1 unit play. Syracuse plus 3, 1 unit. Clemson, Utah, Tennessee. Anything below minus 160, put everything you have on it.
You've gone rogue.
Navy over 27.5, 2 units. Navy minus 13.5, 2 units. Toledo minus 18.
No, it's not just it's just 13. It's not a half. Sorry.
13. Sorry. Take away the hook. Toledo minus 18.5, 2 units. Toledo over was it 34.5?
Yes.
2 units. ECU minus 2.5. Texas State plus 1 unit. Kentucky under 42.5. 1 unit. We got 22 units out on the board. We're down 9.5 units for now. Frankie Dimes, any leans?
I like Pitt money line.
Okay.
I like or Pitt 2.5, Pitt money line. I think
Yep.
they dare I say Pitt offense actually competent. Now
Yep.
Pitt defense didn't look great against terrible Kent State. Something to think about. Same thing goes with Cincinnati. Over might be the play there. I got Texas -7, that's a lean.
Okay.
Iowa -3, that's a lean.
A play for your boy.
Maryland -9.5 plays god awful Michigan State. Maryland looked awesome last week, and I gave him out as a winner.
Winner.
Like 80% of the bets are on Maryland.
Yep.
And that worries me. Memphis -18. Think they roll them.
I've seen that as a big play. That's a big sharp play.
That's a sharp play.
That's a big pool sharp play. That's a big wise guys Westgate play. Memphis.
Noted. And then App Clemson under, actually.
Don't care what it could be 2-0.
2-0. Shake hands. Hey, your boys played hard today.
Listen.
My middle school football team won a game against the #1 team, 2-0. Got a safety first quarter, blanked them.
You just help them.
Yeah. Stonewall.
I'm not going to give any leans in college because I've already sprayed the board, but I will tell you this fact for the NFL. Week 1 unders, historically, 72%.
Well, we're in week 2.
NFL.
Oh.
NFL. Week
really?
72%.
Well, I know what I'm doing on Sunday.
Well, I'm betting them. So
translating for my boy at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. in softball, 1 p.m. Bayern.
Yep.
Wait, does that mean we take the under tonight in the Ravens game?
I already locked and loaded it.
All right, I'll see you there.
Especially give all these weird games. They're playing
in Brazil.
Fast and the fucking Furious. They're just throwing the football in the fucking, favelas, whatever. 72% unders. Historic. So take that for what you will.
What sheet did you read to get that?
I think that was in a Mark Lawrence playbook sheet.
Okay.
So
we got 72. A minute. We got 80 seconds left. Do you have anything to say?
I guarantee that parlay hits.
Clemson, so it was Tennessee, Clemson,
Utah,
and Utah. Utah's got Baylor.
Utah, Baylor. Clemson's got App State. Tennessee's got NC State.
That's at NC State.
It could be on the fucking moon. Play it in fucking Brazil. I don't care.
All right.
Yep. I feel
Yinzer
good.
put the G word on it.
That's right.
All right, we'll see you next week. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have maybe a Latina cousin or something like that, maybe if you want. A
tia and a weta.
See you guys. Adios.
Yeah.